Hey, good morning, everybody. About to go over these homework problems real quick. If I'm going too fast, make sure you tell me, Mr. Grind, hey, pause, and then we can go over it, and then I'll continue the video. All right, here go the problems. We got r plus 4 equals 5. First thing we got to get rid of is addition and subtraction. So the opposite of plus 4 is minus 4, so I'm going to subtract 4 on both sides. That's going to leave me with r divided by 10 is equal to 5 take away 4, 1. And then what's the inverse of dividing by 10? Should be multiplying by 10, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 10. Then that's going to cross out, become 1. That's going to leave us with 1r is equal to 10. Do we have to have the 1 there? No. So it's really r equals 10. Cool. Moving to number 2 on the paper. First thing we got to get rid of is addition and subtraction. So we're going to subtract 5 on both sides. Notice how I'm trying to keep my paper neat. 5 plus 5 minus 5 crosses out. So now I bring this down, that's n divided by 2. That's 0 is equal to negative 2. And then the opposite of dividing by 2 is multiplying by 2. So I'm going to multiply this side by 2. And I got to multiply the other side by 2. That leaves us with 1n is equal to negative 4. Do we have to keep the 1 there? Not really. So that leaves us with n is equal to negative 4. Moving down to number 3. Number 3 has a minus 2 in it, so we got to do the inverse, or the opposite. So we're going to add 2 on both sides. That's going to leave us with 3p. That becomes 0 is equal to negative 27. This says 3 times p. The opposite of multiplying by 3 is dividing, so I'm going to divide over here by 3. Divide over here by 3. That leaves us with 1p is equal to negative 9. Do we have to keep the 1 there? No. P equals negative 9. Still moving. This one here has a 1 take away 1 times r. You got to treat this like it's a plus right here. Treat it like it's a plus right there. So we're going to subtract 1 on both sides first. That becomes 0. Bring this minus sign and this 1r down. So it's negative 1r is equal to negative 6. And the opposite of multiplying by negative 1, divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1. We're left with 1r is equal to positive 6. Do we have to keep the 1 there? No. So it's just r equals 6. Moving on to problem number 7. See how they got the minus there already? So what's the opposite of minus 9? Add 9. Add 9. Notice we're always getting rid of addition and subtraction first. So that crosses out. It leaves us with n divided by 4 equals 2. And since there's no more addition or subtraction, move to the next one, which is, this is n divided by 4. What's the opposite of dividing by 4? Multiplying. So multiply that side by 4. Multiply that side by 4. Bang. That leaves us with 1, because 4 divided by 4 is 1. So that leaves us with 1. N is equal to 8. Do we need to keep the 1 there? Not really. N is equal to 8. Then we move on to the other problem. Next one. It's got a minus 9. So we're going to add 9 on both sides. That leaves us with 4n. This becomes 0 because minus 9 plus 9 is 0 is equal to, oh, another 0. This is 4 times n. We got to do the opposite or the inverse of multiplying by 4. So we're going to divide by 4, divide by 4. That becomes 1. That leaves us with 1 n is equal to 0. Do we need the 1 there? No. So n is equal to 0. Hey everybody, that's what staying up late looks like when you get to school in the morning. All right, here we go. Next problems. Number 14. This says minus 5. So the opposite of minus 5 is plus 5. So we're going to add 5 on both sides. That becomes 0. Leaves us with a positive n divided by 3 is equal to 5. What's the opposite of dividing by 3? Multiplying. So I'm going to multiply this positive side by this by 3, and I'm going to multiply this by 3. That's going to leave me with 1n is equal to 15. Do I need the 1 there? No. N is equal to 15. Moving on to number 15. This says plus 8, so I know I'm going to do minus 8 on both sides. That's going to leave me with p divided by 4. That's 0 is equal to negative 1. This is p divided by 4. The opposite of divided by 4 is multiplying, so I'm going to multiply this side by 4. Multiply this side by 4. Leaves us with 1. P is equal to negative 4. Do I need the 1 there? Nope. So P is equal to negative 4. Still moving. About 4 more to go. This is a positive 9. So I'm going to subtract 9 on both sides. That becomes 0. Leaves us with n divided by 4 is equal to 6. This is n divided by 4, so the opposite is, so we got to multiply that by 4, multiply that by 4. That leaves us with 1n is equal to 24. We don't need the 1 there, so it's really n equals 24. Still moving. This is really like a plus 6, so you subtract 6 on both sides. That becomes 0. Leaves you with x divided by 2 is equal to negative 10. And that says divide by 2, so we got to do the opposite, which multiply by 2. Sometimes I say opposite, sometimes I say inverse, so we got to multiply both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so that leaves us with 1x is equal to negative 20. But we really don't have to keep the 1 there, so that's just x equals negative 20. Still moving. We're going to subtract 4 on both sides. That's going to leave us with negative 12r. That becomes 0 is equal to 96. Then we're going to divide both sides by negative 12. That's going to leave us with bang. R equals, I believe it's 8. So it should be negative 8. And our last problem for this morning, for today, is this says minus 9. So we're going to add 9 on both sides. That leaves us with m divided by 16. That becomes 0 is equal to 1. And this says m divided by 16, so we're going to multiply both sides by 16. So we look like that. 16 divided by 16 is 1, so that's 1. M is equal to 16. Do we need the 1 there, really? No. So M is equal to 16. That's it for right now. We're going to start working on some of the more complicated ones in class. Y'all have a good day.